Welcome to the Gabba, the place they call the Gabbatoir, because Australia ritually dissect teams who visit here every year. In fact, they haven't lost here for a quarter of a century, since the West Indies beat them in the late 1980s. Every morning of this test series, I'm going to be bringing you specific analysis on this site of the day's play, looking at particular high points and low points, and talking to a famous ex-player, possibly an Australian, about what they thought of the day's play. In this first state of play slot, we're going to look at something and analyse a particular moment in the day's play. Obviously there hasn't been any play so far, but England have certainly shown their appetite for the fight by putting Matt Prior out there in the fielding practice. He looks as if he's moving pretty well. Whether he can actually survive a 5-day test, no one is quite sure. England are going to certainly keep them guessing. And the pitch, well, that's going to keep everyone interested as well. It's regarded as the fastest pitch in Australia these days, even quicker actually than Perth. It has a sort of sheen on it and it really carries through. It's exciting to watch cricket here because the fast bowlers get bounce and movement, the batsmen can play their shots, and then the spinners can also get bounce and turn afterwards. So it's a real great cricket wicket. It promises to be a fantastic match. Now the third section of this piece is called the Yakka. It's a chat about what's happened the night before or the day before. Yakking being a word which means chat, and I've got the best man to talk to about the prospects for the Brisbane Test, Michael Vaughan, former England captain, who of course has batted here. Now, batting here, or playing here in fact for England, is it intimidating?
Yeah, it can be. I mean, the crowd, 40,000 Aussies, there won't be too many Brits out here this week, can be very loud. You can see it's kind of on top of you, a bowl of a stadium. The pitch has more carry and bounce than many. They all talk about Perth being the quickest wicket. I think this has got more pace than Perth these days.
So it takes a bit of adjusting to?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, the lads have been here for 3.5 weeks, so I would have thought they'd know what they're going to come in and face. They played here and played pretty well here in 10-11. So the likes of Cook and Trott, who batted for hours on that second innings on that occasion, will be kind of giving the players a little bit of a tip of how to play on this wicket. It's all how you come out and play. You know, can you get your mentality and your mindset right to play the long, big innings, to get the big hundreds, put your team on top?
What do England actually have to do you think, over the series? What, if you had to say one thing to them, what would it be?
Get big runs. I think they've got a bowling attack that will always put this Australian batting lineup under pressure. You know, I think Clark's the one standout, outstanding player that Australia have. The others are good players, but I wouldn't put them in the top bracket of being outstanding. You know, if England can get what they did in 10-11, big first innings scores, you know, I think they'll dominate the series.
So, my prediction, 3-1. I got it right the last time we were here. I'm a little bit more nervous about the 3-1 prediction this time. What about you?
Well, I'm like you. For the first time, when I retired in 09, I thought England were going to win that series, and they did. You know, 10-11, you know, I thought Australia were a rabble. You know, and England were just playing probably the best cricket that we've seen for a long time, so I had no queries there. This summer, it was always going to be England's Ashes. For the first time since I retired, I arrive here with a few jitters, and I think it's because Darren Lehmann has made an impact. Those last 3 Ashes test matches in English conditions, Australia could have won all 3. They didn't, and that's what they have to try to get over the line of winning a test match. I'm going a little bit closer than 3-1. I think it's going to be 2-1. But this is the one opportunity that Australia have here at the Brisbane, the Gabba. You know, they haven't lost here in 24 years. The last team to win here with a West Indies great side led by Viv Richards. Malcolm Marshall was in that side. So this is Australia's chance. You think for them to win the series, they have to win here and get ahead. If England get away from this first test match with what they did in 10-11, a draw, and if they win, they'll stroll the series. But if they can get away with a draw, I think England will win 2-1.
Well, it'll just be interesting to see which of us is right. I hope one of us is anyway. As I say, we're going to talk to you every day after the test match, trying to report on the real precise moments, what has changed the game. Thanks for your time, Michael. See you tomorrow.